Hi guys, welcome back to this channel. Thank you for stopping by and watching our previous video. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and ring the notification bell for my videos. Here's a feed of the best fancy romance anime ever part 2 you can watch in your leisure time. Let's get started. Number 10 is Chivalry of a Felt Knight. Chivalry of a Felt Knight is an anime produced by Seven Link, which carries a romance fantasy as the main genre combined with action elements inside the story. Aired in fall 2015, this television anime series is adapted from a Japanese light novel series written by Riko Mizuru and illustrated by One. The story is set in a fantasy world that will revolve around a felt knight as he meets a woman he loves. Both of them complete each other and form a deeper relationship. The story is set in the world where humans called blazers have supernatural abilities. Iki Kurogane is the Academy's F-rank blazer and is considered the worst one for his low magical abilities. One day, he meets Taylor Vermilion, one of the top A-rank blazers. The series follows their adventures as they train, fight, and deepen their romantic relationship. Number 9 is Wise Man's Grandchild. There's one more anime produced by Seven Link, aired in spring 2019, which carries a comedy romance as its genre. This television anime series is adapted from a Japanese light novel series written by Tsuyoshi Yoshioka and illustrated by Seiji Kikuchi. The series will follow the journey of a young man as he has reincarnated to another world. When he learns his new world, he doesn't forget his previous memories. A young salaryman who died in an accident is reborn in another world filled with magic and demons. Shin Wolford, this young man who was since a baby, was raised by the patriot hero sage Merlin Wolford. All begins when he is 15 years old, when he attends the Magic Academy. The story of Shin as he becomes a highly talented wizard, of course, along with other characters who support him. Number 8 is Excel World. Carrying a sci-fi romance as the main genre, Excel World is an anime produced by Sunrise, which premiered in spring 2012. It's adapted from a Japanese light novel series written by Reiki Kawahara and illustrated by Hima. The story is set in the far future, where the technologies are growing advanced, which allows humans to enter the virtual world easily. Haruyuki Haru Arita is a short, overweight boy who is frequently ridiculed, who is able to use his neural linker to escape the torment of real life. Thus, he eventually attracts Kuroyuki Hime's attention, who is the female student council vice president. The story will follow Haru and Kuroyuki Hime as they carry out their adventure in the world of game. Number 7 is Guilty Crown. Aired in fall 2011, the Guilty Crown series is an original anime produced by Production Ouji, which will follow the adventure of a high school student as he possesses an ability called Power of the King. However, what happens is that he is thrown out into the conflict between a quasi-governmental organization known as GHQ and a rebel organization called Funeral Parlor, which aims to restore Japan's independence from the GHQ. While finding a way out of this problem, Shioma must face the burdens he carries and the terrifying mysteries of his past. Number 6 is Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches. Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches is an anime telling the lives of young witches, filled with comedy and romance stories. Aired in spring 2015, this television anime series is adapted from a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Miki Yoshikawa. The story will begin with Ryu Yamada, as he's known as a delinquent in his high school. All begins when he meets a young beautiful girl named Urawa Shiraishi. This accidental meeting eventually leads them to various supernatural phenomena at school. Number 5 is Darling in the Franxx. In the distant future, humanity has been driven to near extinction by giant beasts known as Crocodile, forcing the surviving humans to take refuge in massive fortress cities called plantations. Aired in winter 2018, Darling in the Franxx is an original anime co-produced by A1 Pictures, Trigger, and Cloverworks. The story follows a giant makeup pilot called Franxx, as they are partnered between men and women. All begins when he's encountered 02, an allied pilot of Franxx with clothes so blood. The story follows the journey of hero 02 as they are bound by an inseparable destiny. Number 4 is Spice and Wolf. Spice and Wolf is a fancy romance anime which will follow the journey of a mysterious figure full of stories. Aired in winter 2018, Spice and Wolf is adapted from a Japanese light novel series written by Isuna Hasekura, with illustrations by Ju Ayakura. All begins with Hollow, a powerful wolf deity who is powerful and respected for blessing the annual harvest. As the story progresses and the villagers become more self-sufficient, Hollow, who stylizes herself as the wise wolf of Yoetsu, has been reduced to a mere folktale. The story begins when Hollow is encountered with Craft Lawrence. That eventually begins their journey to various places around the world. Number 3 is Yona of the Tone. Set in the Kingdom world that took place thousands of years ago, Yona of the Tone is an anime which aired in fall 2014. This television anime series is adapted from a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Mitsuha Kusunagi. The story will center on the ups and downs of the life of Princess Yona of the Kingdom of Kokka, as she lives a lavish and comfortable life. One day, due to certain conditions, she has to escape from the kingdom and lives as a mere villager. Despite being aware of the current state of the kingdom, Yuna must survive to find a way to return Kota to its former glory. Number 2 is Weathering with You. Now, we have a movie anime which aired in 2019. Carrying a fancy romance as the main genre, this movie was produced by Comics Ware Films and the story written and illustrated by Makoto Shinkai. It depicts a high school boy who runs away from his rural home to Tokyo and befriends an orphan girl who has the ability to control the weather. Hodoga Morishima struggles to live his life financially. All begins when he's encountered an orphan girl named Hina Amano, who is also trying to find a job to live her life, and her young sister. Encountered by fate, the destiny begins to go hand in hand with harmony. Number 1 is Your Name. Your Name, better known as Kimi no Nawa, similar to the previous list, is a movie anime written and directed by Makoto Shinkai. The story reveals the romance story of two teenagers as they begin to swap bodies mysteriously. Mitsuha Miyamoto is a rural town girl who desires to live in the city. On the other side, there is a young man from the city named Takita Chibana. All begins when both of them mysteriously swap bodies. Despite following the journey of their romantic stories, which is full of communication limitations, this movie anime is also led to various interesting drama stories. Well, that's all the list of the best fancy romance anime ever part 2. Do you have any favorite ones on the list? If you do, let us know in the comment section below. Be sure to hit the like button and share this video as much as you can to friends if you really enjoy this. Thanks a lot for watching and see you next time!